yo, how you doing, guys? It's 150 of them boys, me, the one AJ, representing the Ministry of Wrestling. So you know what that means? We're here. And why are we here? Because we're heading down to good old Perth, Australia for Crown Jewel. I believe, do not quote me on this, it's the first Crown Jewel outside of Saudi Arabia. It's good to see that they're still keeping it international, though. Australia had Elimination Chamber, and they've done okay. And as a UK fan, you get to see a pay-per-view or PLE a bit earlier in the day, so I will not complain. What I will complain about, though, is that we are in this era of champ versus champ, and it's not United Champions, it's not brand versus brand a la old school Survivor Series, or even better, bragging rights. That's where I think we should have all of these matches. But again, I'm not going to complain. International pay-per-views, PLEs, I'm all down for. So congratulations, Australia. Knock it out of the park, sunshines. Enough of the fake Australian accents, because I want you guys to continue following. But yeah, let's do this. And also one other thing, I believe this is number 6. After that, we are down to 5. Then we don't see him anymore. Yes, I'm talking about the one John Cena. We will get to that when we get to that. But let's talk what the show's all about. Champ versus champ. WWE champion Cody Rhodes takes on Seth freaking Rollins of Raw. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Okay. I am going for it. I don't care if it's not in my favour. Seth Rollins for the win. Basically, I don't want to say I'm tired of Cody, but I think there's a lot more in it, and we could go through the whole, but he's never beaten him. Now, unless there's a major plan for Seth to drop a title and then beat Cody at like a Mania, the story's not going to have that much weight in it. I know it's happened with Io and Rhea, that's what I wanted to say, but on this occasion, I'm going for it. I've got that 2020 vision. Yeah, Seth Rollins for the win.
It's slightly trickier than I would like to think, but I don't think it's going to be 4-0 Cody. I actually think if you wanted me to predict something big in this, I think there's been some sly looks from Randy Orton towards Cody's title over the course of the last few weeks on SmackDown. I would say that Randy stabs Cody in the back here. Randy Orton delivers an RKO to Cody Rhodes, and that allows Seth Rollins to get the win. That then works perfectly because it allows us to curtail into, the Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes world title match that we've all been waiting for. So that's set up. It allows the vision to continue down the route that it's currently on, which people seem to be mixed by. I quite like the vision. Not the biggest Seth Rollins guy, but I like what they're doing with everything surrounding Seth Rollins. So it also allows Rollins to get that niche, get that check that he's been missing, which is, hey, finally beat Cody. I don't think we're going to get any big surprise returns. I think it's going to be a surprise turn with Randy costing Cody. So Seth Rollins to win.
Cody can't win this, but you never know. You know what? Let me say my pick right away. I'm going with Seth Rollins. Just the little bits I've seen. Has this man lied? No. I'm going with Seth Rollins to win, just for the simple fact that Cody's not the undefeatable beast he once was. He's not John Cena. He's not friggin' Roman Reigns. He's Cody Rhodes. And if he wins all the time, he's going to start getting booed. So I think he needs to always be fighting way up and having him lose this, which he doesn't need to spell. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Give it to Seth Rollins. He'll walk around with his belt proud and, make some sound about it. So, that's who's winning.
I really like how they put this match together because, they've had history and, it's come full circle now that both of them are now champions facing each other and they're going to see who is the champion of champions, basically. It's funny though because it's called Crown Jewel, but Champion of Champions or Night of Champions would have probably been a bit more fitting. Anyways, this is crazy because obviously Cody has won straight over Seth and Seth hasn't won one yet, and this could be the one that he actually goes over and wins. could Cody be that guy like MJF of the ring? You know, could he be the only person to keep winning this Crown Jewel Championship, as it looks like it's going to be contested every year? I don't know, but I think for this one, I think Seth is just going to edge it. So your winner, it's going to be Seth freaking Rollins.
Now, and what surely will be the main event, and I think possibly the match of the night, man. We got the two top dogs, the big champions, taking on each other for that crown jewel. And yeah, all I've got to say is straight to the chase. Seth's got to win here, man, because again, Cody has beat him so many times. Cody is already the first crown jewel champion. Like, on Raw, they made it pretty much clear that Seth has to win as well. So, yeah, it's Seth's time. He might as well win because, again, like, that lends to the whole thing about his vision being, you know, the top thing in the company at the moment. So, yeah, to beat him here wouldn't make sense. And Cody doesn't need it. Like, in my opinion, Cody doesn't even need the Undisputed Championship at the moment, man. He's that guy. He's going to remain that guy for a while. No one is around to really take that crown. So, yeah, Seth needs this more, and he's going to get it. Probably for various reasons. But, yeah, Seth Rollins for the win.
Do you know many reasons out there? WrestlePalooza, Seth lost, Cody won. Cody's previously won his Crown Jewel title. Seth hasn't. But WWE do like to do that thing where every now and again, do you know what, guys? Sorry, bear with me a sec. Let's bring back in the box. Every now and again, WWE, Ministry of Wrestling, plug, you know what it's about. They like to do this thing where you get the moments of the unsurmountable. Sheamus and the IC title, maybe John Cena and the IC title, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Seth is Roman's kryptonite, so Seth can have his own kryptonite in the form of Cody Rhodes. And then there is also Io Sky constantly beat Rhea Ripley. Now, isn't that a perfect segue, because we're talking Io Sky and Rhea Ripley versus the Kabuki Warriors in a tag team match, which is surely going to bring down the arena and burn it all down. There we go. Look at the segues once again. But we are talking Io Sky, Rhea Ripley versus Kabuki Warriors. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a vote.
Okay, so Mummy's back in town. I don't want to spend too long on this match, but it's an interesting one, this Kabuki. Sorry, there's a shout out to Leon. Interesting. It's an interesting one, this Kabuki Warriors storyline, because the story they're telling is actually quite good. The acting involved with it and the performative art involved with it has been terrible. Io-chan, dame, Asuka, no! It's just, it's really ham-fisted and heavy-handed. But the story, like, the core beats of the story have actually been quite good. But I do think we've built to this. Io Sky is one of the best wrestlers in the world. She's in the top 5 for me. Mummy's going to get the pin here in front of the hometown crowd. Won't pin Asuka. Mummy's going to pin Kairi Sane. Where that leads for these guys, these girls, I should say, I don't know. But yeah, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky to win.
I like Asuka. People like Kairi. Nico like Kairi. Or is it Io he likes? I can't remember who, but anyway. This one's going to go down to being Io and Ripley. Screw it. Io and Ripley. It's going to be the happy one. Let them win. The friendship, the point at yourself business, they're going to win because there's going to be some happiness on this card. If there's no one I want to pick, it's going to be pick quite a bit off. Look, I've already picked other people to lose. I can't say because I don't know which order this is going up. But yeah, I'm sticking with Rhea and Io to win. Best friends. Yeah, let them win.
See, this is another hard match for me to predict. As a matter of fact, this match might even steal the show above the Crown Jewel Championships. It's really hard for me to predict whether Io is going to turn on Rhea and join the Kabuki Warriors. You know, everyone's looking at Asuka, but it could have been Io Sky all along. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know. If you saw what went down on Raw, they really went at it, like, you know, but obviously with the Japanese, they really take the sport seriously. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know whether that was a clue. But I've been seeing little Easter eggs, and I don't know if I'm looking into it too far. For example, Io Sky's entrance, the graphics have changed a little bit. Looks a little bit like her heel run back in the earlier stages. Um, and obviously they were showing hints of seriousness when she was saying that she's done with Asuka. So it's really hard. It's really hard. But I think the story's got to drag along a bit before the turn. So you know what? I'm going to go Io Sky and Rhea Ripley for the win.
I find it very interesting that of all of the women's matches that you could possibly have, this one has actually been the longest and the most well built by WWE at the moment. Well, it's gonna be a bagger, to be honest. Like, all four women involved are just like epic, man. And I've been waiting for a long time to see really Asuka mix it up with Io like that. So we're a step closer here, man. But of course, man, you gotta bring Rio along for the ride as well. Probably gonna get the pop of the night, considering we're in her backyard here. So who wins? Now this one's is difficult because again the Kabuki Warriors are over the sea, but if you beat them too soon, can you continue the feud? Honestly, I think you can. I think Kyrie can take the pin and get blamed, and eventually just segue off into a one-on-one feud between Io and Asuka. But yeah, who's gonna win? Rhea and Io. I pick for the win.
Right, tag team. The tag team I said I still wanted to see, the Kabuki Warriors, they're still together. But I still wanted Io Sky in there. But no, she's teaming with the lady who can't beat her, Rhea Ripley. However, these are two former champions versus one champion and a multiple tag team champion. Women's tag team champions is what I'm trying to say. Oh, this is a tough one. Well, it's not a tough one. Io and Rhea are going to win, but I would have loved to have seen the Kabuki Warriors take this one. I bet this is the one that might cost me the points. It's the, oh, I never saw it coming situation. It should be the Kabuki Warriors, but they've forever had the upper hand. And this is where we see that Io, no, yeah, Io, not Io Sky, Kairi Sane actually now fully embraces her side with Asuka. So, yes, we will see Io and Rhea for the win.
Do you know, I've kind of contradicted myself, haven't I? Because if we see Kyrie embrace her in a villain, then the Kabuki Warriors would win. But look, I'm going to stick with my pick and the rest of the boys. So right now it's 2 for 2. So in terms of points, we'd all be on the same trajectory, either one up, one down, or all up, or maybe all down. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But let's continue. We stuck with a hometown hero. Will we continue sticking with a hometown hero, or will we partly go with a hometown hero? I don't know how the guys have voted. Let's have a look as Roman Reigns take on Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. I promise no more accents, no more accents. How'd the guys vote? Let's have a look.
I'm going with Bronson Reed on this for the simple fact, man needs more sneakers. He needs some drinking now. It's Roman's gonna be dominant, but it's a street fight, and because it's a street fight, Bronson can get help from Braun Breaker and stuff like that. Yeah, the Usos might come out, but give it to Bronson. Simple reason, not Bronson. Bronson Reed. Give it to him because Roman's won everything, and I can't have him winning a street fight. Have him lose, but still lose strong. Like him being dominant, and Bronson Reed gets a sneaky win or something happens to make Bronson win. But yeah, with all that, I'm sticking with Bronson Reed. And if it goes to Roman, it goes to Roman. But it should be Bronson.
See, before Raw, I would have been so dead cert that Roman would take this one. But after seeing Raw, now I'm like, oh my God, because the bloodline is having that dissension again. If you saw what took place on Raw, you know, there's this thing with the Usos and Roman, and you're thinking, is Roman going to turn? Is Jay going to turn? Is Jimmy going to turn? Because if you saw his face at the end of that talk, it was a little bit uncomfortable. And I think this is going to drag on into Roman's match with Bronson Reed. I think Jimmy's going to probably get involved. Jay's going to get involved, and whatever's going to happen there, it's going to cost Roman the match. I don't see Roman winning and then that's it. I just see him losing and just something happening in the midst of that. I really do. I could be overthinking it again. Roman could actually take this one because it's its first match back after being injured also, so that's what makes it hard. But you know what? I'm gonna I have a feeling that Bronson Reed's gonna win, but you know what? I'm gonna stick with Roman Reigns, but I know I'm gonna probably regret it. Roman Reigns for the win, but I know it's gonna be Bronson Reed that wins because of nefarious means.
You know, on one hand, I think it's really good that someone like Bronson Reed is getting the chance to work with the man around here, Roman Reigns and everything. But again, I got a question. How much will it actually elevate him? Because I don't think that WWE are going to pull that trigger that perhaps they should and have, like, you know, Roman just straight up lose clean to Bronson Reed. If you're truly serious about making him the future, the main eventer or whatnot. Or is he just, you know, more filler content on our TVs? Is that what the vision is in general? I guess only time remains to be seen. But as for who's going to win this match, it's pretty simple for me. Guys, like, have one happy moment on the show. So, yeah, Roman Reigns for the win.
I hate myself for this one. I really do, because I keep saying Bronson Reed is going to be the one. Well, no. Bron Breakker would have been the one to take the victory out of the Vision to take down Roman, because that builds the feud. But I feel like he's actually going to cost Roman this one, and that's when the Roman's like, I'm done with you. You cost me one, like, shoe gifting, and now you're here again. I'm done with this one. It's me and you. So I feel that really this could be Bronson Reed, because an Australian street fight is different from another street fight, right? Because that's what made him popular. Yeah, okay, Paul, what, didgeridoos and kangaroos? I'm not even being offensive here, but what's changes an Australian street fight from another street fight? Like, what weapon does one bring to make it an Australian street fight? And I would love to see something very American used in that match, and they'll be like, that gets you disqualified, because that's an American item, not a Australian item. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't work. But anyway, Bronson Reed for the win.
So I suppose one of the Aussies has to lose on home soil, and that would be this guy. I can't see Bronson Reed winning again. Surely. Like, the receipt is due now. It's the... yeah, anyway. There's something to be said about WWE programming looks markedly better when Roman Reigns is on it. Make of that what you will and how the rest of the roster is booked. Be that as it may, I think Roman Reigns wins this one. I mean, look, with the stip matches, it's always a question of the person who usually makes the stip is the one who loses. Look at Sheamus and the Donnybrook match. I think it's going to be the same question here. So yeah, without running overtime, I'm going to say Roman Reigns to win.
Nick makes a very good point. He makes a very good point. If you make the stipulation and when it's in your hometown advantage, it should be not. It goes against you, essentially, doesn't it? You always think, oh, hometown hero, it always goes against you. That's kind of a WWE law. But we've gone with Rhea Ripley, and Dan and myself have stuck with Bronson Reed. Because if you think of it, the last individual match that Bronson Reed had on the PLE, he lost. They got the better of Roman, but he lost. So that's kind of it. And I think this is what pushes and we lead into War Games. There's a lot of talk of the Usos. I would have liked to have seen the Usos against each other as well as LA Knight and CM Punk. I think that would have been a good match for this. And let's crown a champion. The contender to the champion, essentially. That would have been a fun match. But I'm guessing we're probably going to go down the LA Knight and CM Punk versus the Usos. And I keep saying it. LA Knight to turn, LA Knight to join the Vision. I don't even know what a SmackDown star's doing on Raw, but hey, that continues. But while I talk about people who should be crowned number one contender, talking of two people who are no longer number one contenders, they are actual champions. That's right, I'm talking Stephanie Vaquer, the new women's world champion, versus Tiffany Stratton, who has been holding this title for a while now. They go one-on-one to crown the Crown Jewel Women's Champion. Who did the guys vote for? Let's have a look right now.
I wouldn't say that Tiffany is boring, but obviously Stephanie Vaquer, ever since she's come onto the NXT scene and now onto the Raw scene, she has literally had a rocket under her. You know, she has gone over. They've immediately made her world champion, and I don't think it's going to stop there. You know, I think this reign is going to continue. And if Tiffany can afford the loss, it will be where she doesn't lose her championship, but she loses the chance to get the championship that shows who's the greatest champion of that year. I guess it's like Champions League, isn't it? So, as much as Tiffany would still have every right to win it, and she still could be in a position to go ahead and win it, I just don't see where that promotion would go. Whereas with Stephanie Vaquer, it just feels right. So going with my heart a little bit on this one, but at the same time, I'm going with what makes sense. So Stephanie Vaquer for the win.
Funnily enough, now this is actually probably the hardest match for me to call of the night, man. The women's crown jewel, because really both girls here could use the win. Tiffany Stratton's WWE title reign hasn't been all that great, to be honest. Ever since she got the title, she retained at WrestleMania. The feuds just haven't been hitting so well that I think this was a memorable title reign. So do we secure that by making her, the top women's champion of the entire company? But then on the other hand, you got Stephanie Vaquer, who's just red hot. Everyone loves her. And, she's the women's world champion. But even still, I've got a question, where is she in certain weeks and everything? She wasn't even on Raw, which to me, that's just, why wouldn't the women's world champion be on Raw? But what do they see in the future for her is the question. Which one do they want to put their stock in more at this point? And I'm going to go with Stephanie Vaquer. I think they're putting a rocket strap on her. And what better way to do it than having her with the women's crown jewel?
Stephanie Vaquer. Oh, this is a tough one. Oh, this is a tough one. Because I think Tiffany won it last time, but I feel like the world's... No. The world still runs on Tiffy time. I remember the bloody Elimination Chamber. That was the birth of the Tiffy time face turn. I feel like Stephanie Vaquer could really do with that win and kind of legitimise her as that champ. But let's go with it. Tiffy time, because I saw how Australia treated her last time.
So, I think the way I'm looking at this is that creative are much higher on one of these ladies than the other. I do think that Tiffany, despite on paper having a load of great accolades, becoming women's champion, beating a load of people like Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratton, Nia Jax, winning Money in the Bank, she's got all these accolades that on paper read well. I don't believe they've translated well to visual stimulus. Stephanie Vaquer, however, has made the transition from NXT to main roster seamless. She's made the transition from main roster to top star seamless, and transition from top star to number one contender, becoming women's champion against Io Sky in what was arguably a match of the year contender at WrestlePalooza seamless. And I think creative are completely behind Stephanie Vaquer. So Stephanie's going to win this, and I think she's the right person to follow up Liv Morgan as the second ever Crown Jewel champion, even though it's not a championship. Yeah, Stephanie Vaquer to win this.
Out of all of them, this is one of my easier ones. Hope I'm right, because I'm being too cocky about it. But I'm going to go with Stephanie Vaquer to win. The Tiffany Stratton thing, which blew up online with the botch referee count and the kick out and blah, 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 blah. That's going to come back to bite Stephanie, even though it's so silly and so minor. Yeah, I don't feel he's gone. You know what I'm talking about, Vinnie Mac. I still feel the vibe of Vinnie Mac there. And with that, I'm going to go with Stephanie. Going with, Stephanie to win. Stephanie Vaquer has been pushed to the moon, deservedly so, and I hope Booker T's on this. I wonder what she's going to wear in Saudi. I'm just waiting to find that out. Anyway, Stephanie's winning this.
Wait till WrestleMania then, because it's Perth. Anyway, very interesting fact. Den has not voted for the blonde. But here's an interesting one. People are going for a whole Raw whitewash. Last year, we had the SmackDown men's champion win and the women's Raw champion win. Will it reverse this time? Will there be a whitewash? Will it be all SmackDown? Or as the guys have voted, all Raw? I say the guys because I have gone for Tiffy time. I just remember that resounding reception she got at the Chamber last year. And honestly, we're talking face versus face. You would just try and send the crowd home as happy as you can be. But don't get me wrong, Stephanie Vicaire has risen and is not far behind. So it could go either way, but I'm hoping I'm right because I need the points. And yeah, I have to be honest, the only other time I've gone against the grain is when I'm in collusion with Den. When I say collusion, as in we've both voted the same way, no other collusion. But this is a man who I believe is last. I have to go back and watch the last show he done to see if I am correct in that statement. But I believe it is what it is. Now, guys, I'm going for what I believe is the main event because this one will send everyone home happy no matter which way. I believe it's a foregone conclusion, but I believe these men will get their flowers and there will be a nice reception at the end. Whereas any other way, especially if we did go the way we did regarding the men's title, it's got a bit of a bad smell in the air, and Perth doesn't deserve that. So let's go for it. One of the last times we see the man, John Cena, takes on the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Oh, should have been that way, shouldn't it? But anyway, how did the guys vote? Let's have a look.
So, in one of the more rarer moments these days, WWE actually listened to the fans, and the fans' cries is like one of the stops along Cena's farewell tour should like really stop him for Phenomenal. Yeah, taking on the phenomenal one himself, AJ Styles, man. And like, it's a match with a good history. On Raw, I think they broke it down perfectly. And I think it is right. This actually probably doesn't really need a story. It's just going to be an excellent one-off match. As to who wins, sorry, it's just too obvious that John Cena is going to win because AJ Styles is in that sort of Dolph Ziggler territory right about now. Enhancement talent that's really great in the ring, but to be honest, he's there to sort of just put other people over at the moment, which is a bit sad because I feel like more could be done with someone the star caliber of AJ Styles. But hey, he's getting a spotlight here, and it's going to be a great match. But yeah, John Cena gets his lick back from WrestlePalooza and actually secures the win here. John Cena for the win.
I'm happy that AJ Styles is getting this match. It's something nice, but again, I don't know if it was part of the annex. AJ's put it out there thanks to you guys. In the final run of Cena, especially without a title, what do these losses mean to him? AJ's retirement tour starts next year, or post this, really. So I'm going to go for John Cena to win this one. I was going to say retain, but there's no title. But yeah, Cena gets the final victory on this one, and then we start to see who's next on the Cena list. Bring some newcomers in. Put this light on some new guys, John. But yeah, for this one, it's going to be a banger, but John for the win.
Permit me to rant for a moment, because much like John Cena's entire farewell tour, which only had, I can count, 2 high points, the heel turn at Elimination Chamber and the we screwed up the main event of WrestleMania 41 redemption match that he had with Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, this has been an embarrassment. But hey, Booker of the Year, Paul Big Nose Levesque. Yeah, Booker of the Year, my ass. This is such shoddy booking what he's done with this Cena title run. And here's another case in point. In 2016 and 2017, Cena and AJ Styles had, certainly by the measurement of their later careers, 2 of the best matches that they've ever had. And so you think there'd be more build to Cena versus Styles for the last time. But no! Let's do a social media post from John Cena. Let's do a very, very minor 2-part promo from AJ Styles just saying, hey, we're going to put on a banger. It's like, I know you're going to put on a banger. Some build would have been nice for this. AJ's right. AJ Styles is right. It doesn't need story. They just need to go. But something, a bit more pomp and fanfare. This is John Cena we're talking about. But hey, Booker of the Year, right? No, man. This is bad. Not the match, not the two wrestlers, the booking. It's just bad. But hey, pull the Levesque. Be that as it may, this match is going to be a banger. There'll be some callbacks to their old matches, and John Cena will win.
Is it at that point now where John Cena's going to go out on his shield and start losing to everyone he believes is good and should win? This is hard because I want to pick AJ Styles because AJ makes sense, but he's going to retire soon as well. This is really hard for me. Nah, you know what? They're in the foreign country. They want to go out on a high. And remember I said the celebrity always wins? In this case, John Cena, you're the celebrity. You're the movie star more than the wrestler now. I'm going with John Cena to take it. Oh, that is slow. So I want to pick, yeah. Stick with John Cena. Won't be mad if AJ wins, though.
See, this match is a little bit difficult for me because I don't see it as the passing of the torch. Both AJ Styles and John Cena they're on that kind of final run now. Obviously, John Cena is on his obvious retirement tour, and AJ Styles, obviously, with his tenure in the business, we know he hasn't got long left, probably a couple of years, and then that's it. So it's not the torch that he's looking for in this match. It's not that kind of match. It's just a dream sort of match, And I think AJ Styles has had his number over a few of their matches. I know John Cena did get one back, winning back the WWE Championship. But with this one, and plus because he took a heavy loss, I think he kind of needs that win just to I think he's only got 2 matches left. So what, is he going to keep losing until he has that final match? Because that's the way they could go as well. But I'm going to go for the feel-good moment. John Cena for the win.
Okay. So there you have it, guys. Everyone has gone for the Unseen 17, John Cena, to take the victory on this one. Meaning 5 guys, 5 matches, 2 matches that count. 2 matches that count. I'm going to do it this way because the other way could be quite offensive to a UK crowd. 2 matches. We are talking about the women's Crown Jewel match, and we are talking about Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns in an Australian street fight. Those are the only 2 matches that separate the guys. I have gone against the majority twice. It means a lot to me. The others might be thinking, you idiot, and I may well be. In what seemed to be a very predictable season, it's got a bit interesting. The gaps are closing. It's not saying I'm going to take a victory even if I do get this right, but hey, it closes a gap and it's there. But more than anything, we appreciate John Cena giving us his time, effort, and energy one more time. We appreciate that Australia gets another chance to celebrate. I like how it's Perth twice, but we only got 1 London pay-per-view. Anyway, enough of the disses. But no, jokes aside, well done Perth, well done Australia. Glad to see you guys have got another pay-per-view. As I said before, knock it out the park, guys. You've got this. I am the one AJ. This is the Ministry of Wrestling. We are Ministry of Wrestling on all socials except X, where we are at MOW News. Do comment below, contact us in all of those social medias that I said, and let us know your predictions. Until the next time then, guys, I am the one AJ. As I've said many times, I do represent the Ministry of Wrestling. 1/5 of them boys, that's what it's all about. And we are out. See ya.